Welcome back to the Driving Asylum double feature, and we hope you are all still awake after Deathmaster made you stay up late with us. I don't know why this show ran so long tonight, because I thought we had a short movie.
I probably talked too much during the other one.
Possibly, but you know.
Yeah. So anyway, next week
yeah.
Newcastle After Dark's on, and we got two big movies, Deadly Blessing and a movie we've been talking about so many times, Exorcist 2, The Heretic. Tell me your dream name.
Call me by my dream name next week.
I will.
And the management will be here. Management left and management right.
Super exciting. I got to come up with good drinks for these ones.
If you've never checked out Newcastle After Dark on YouTube, you really have to. I love these guys' show. They look fabulous. They smoke, which I respect. So they smoke cigars, and they love awesome movies. What's not to like?
How about that Deathmaster?
What did you think? This was your first time watching.
I like the vibe. It's a downer, 70s downer ending. Love, right? I like when bad stuff happens in the 70s. I love cults. I don't love Manson, but I love Manson-esque cults. How about that? I love Kung Fu. The thought this was going to be a Kung Fu movie. I thought it was going to be a biker movie. It did have a biker peeing and falling and getting all sorts of dirt on his dick. It's got a lot of stuff going on, and I like it. It's a good drive-in movie because stuff happens. You know what I mean? Like I could definitely see this being a good high at the drive-in movie that I would enjoy. And that's really all I want out of life, right?
It kind of scared me when I was a kid. I thought it was, and somebody already mentioned the downer ending.
Yeah.
Which is really a shocker. You expect that she's somehow going to have survived it, but no.
No. And you know what? Someday he's going to be like telling another girl, she's like, you're a fucking hippie. Even the poor dude, the nice old dude that was selling the trinkets, he got killed. Pops. That dude had a lot of bangles on every time, and he was just like a zombie playing the bongos. Or I like his plan for the day was, I'm going to go sit up in the hillside and play a flute and then kill a surfer. I mean, good, you know?
Oh yeah. His servant. He was unique. Yeah. I don't know what his deal was.
I really think this town is, again, I've said it before. I'll say it again. This town is right next to the town where I Drink Your Blood happens, which is right next to the town of Point Doom, which is right up the coast from Halloween 3 in Santa Mara. The coast of California, I felt it when I drove down the Santa Monica Highway at night. You could just see the ocean to the side. It's just filled with bad stuff. There's doom, destruction. The fires on the beach. We're just waiting for the Dark One to come back out of the waters. And, you know.
I heard there was going to be this artist doing an installation on the beach. Did you go there?
Yeah, he was on the beach and just screaming while blood came out of his eye. It was a little weird.
Yeah. But, it was this big statue he was working or sculpture he was working on, and it fell over and killed him.
Yeah, it killed him, and he kept sending all these audio tapes to his daughter, and hopefully she comes and figures it out. But yeah, I dug it. I like this a lot. I don't like it as much as I actually like the second Count Yorga movie, maybe a little more, but I'm not saying I dislike this. I'm glad that I watched it.
It's actually not as good as maybe, I think you're right. I like the second Count Yorga movie the best. Although I do have a soft spot for the original because it has some of those iconic moments, like when he's looking through the curtains in that camper.
They both have good scary moments in them. But I think if I had seen this as a kid on TV, it would have really scared me. The ending of it would have really scared me. Yeah. It would have really got to me as a kid.
Definitely.
I think, is this town close to Santa Clara, where the Lost Boys live? Maybe. They're all these weird coastal towns. Bad stuff happens in them. right next to the town where all those people live underneath it and eat rabbits. From us, that town's right next to it too. They're all
Oh,
in the
right.
same vicinity. They're all around here. But I dug it. I like the this movie's got like a hazy kind of trippy vibe to it too, and like I like that the biker and the star fight for a little bit in the beginning, and then they're just kind of like, you know what, like let's stop fighting because the heat's here.
John Fiedler was Gordy the Ghoul in Kolchak. My
Hmm.
favorite John Fiedler role.
I agree with Matt. I'm into all the Robert Corey being in Fred Olen Ray movies too. I really dig that.
Yeah, I'm not sure because it was the same director that filmed those U.S. scenes for Young Hannah, Queen of the Vampires.
Mm,
Good call.
that makes sense. Yeah,
Oh yeah, the redneck hippie said he was going to town for steak and whiskey.
I'm totally into that.
What the hell? I like somebody that knows what they're going to order when they go into a restaurant.
Yeah, they're not fucking around. They don't need to see the menu. Nothing. Two things drive me nuts in restaurants, Bill. When people get into the menu too much, and three things. Everything about going out to eat fucks me up. But I hate whenever people like want to like fucking look at the menu too long. Two, when they want to play fucking chef and they're like, I want this, and then they like custom order everything. I know my food's getting pissed in, right? And third, whenever the check comes and it's like people start, it's really easy. Like split it. How many people are they? Everybody's got a calculator on their phone. It doesn't really matter. Like if you lose $1 or $2, does it really matter? In
Yeah,
the long
come
run.
on.
One time I was at a birthday party and there were like 15 people there and they wouldn't take individual cards. Nobody had cash. Everybody was, and it was like 45 minutes of people fighting about the check, over analyzing it. Everybody was doing these spreadsheets almost. Finally, I just took the whole bill and just paid it. And I was like, fuck it. Like I'm paying for the whole thing. Cause you know, I wanted to get out so bad. It was
Wow, how much was it?
like $300. It
Holy
was
shit.
obviously before I was married. Like you can't do that stuff when you're married. You can't be like, I'm fucking owning this situation. Everybody's like, oh,
God.
thanks, and I was like, fuck everybody here. Like this is a horrible event. It was really upsetting. Anyway, that's a little insight into me. Back to Count Yorga, or sorry, Corda, the Deathmaster.
Corda. Yeah, this was
Corda.
not a Count Yorga film.
Yeah, yeah. Let's
But
not.
Robert Corey wore the same teeth that he wore in the Count Yorga films too. They were made for him by his dentist.
Oh wow. Fourth thing, sorry. Fourth thing, I just saw what Chris wrote. Fourth thing I hate is anytime a waiter wants to sit at my table when they're talking to me and they like saddle up and I'm like, it's we don't know each other. Okay.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I hate that too.
That's why I hated going to Hooters or any of those places. Like, I know you're not interested. Like, you're going to get a nice tip. I just came here to eat. I don't need a relationship. I just want to eat. There's a million things I hate about eating out. These are the things I can think of right now. Um, I also hate ordering anything that's like Rudy Tooty Fresh or Fruity where I have to feel like a fucking asshole for ordering it. Like I don't want to order wacky stuff. So
What would define wacky? Like what's a wacky
like
item?
moons over my hammy. My
Oh,
favorite
come
though,
on. That was
when
Denny's.
but you know what was great though is whenever they had the Lord of the Rings meals and they had moons over Mordor. Chad Rapp and I talk about it all the time. Right, let's get some moons over Mordor. I don't like that. I just like I'm a basic man about my food. But anyway, it's annoying. I like going out to eat. I don't dislike going out to eat. I just don't like these things. I don't like just I don't know.
Well, you got offended by moons over my hammy.
Yeah.
But was there anything? What did you order on the Denny's late night menu? Because didn't
I
they have
would
a
just get
special?
an egg white omelet with spinach. I'm very boring. My food choices are so boring now that I'm old.
Uh,
You know, I got
well,
the
are
I
you
got the
talking now?
I got the Deathmaster omelet is what I got. It was
You're
filled with
talking now or in the past? You
even in the
ordered egg
past. Like
whites.
I still only get like egg white omelets at Denny's and with spinach and like mushrooms.
I thought maybe this was a recent thing, but you've always been ordering that.
Yeah.
But isn't that fussy to order an egg white omelet? Like
No, you
just the
just
egg
you're
whites?
not messing. No, because it says on the menu you can substitute, and they ask you, "Do you want that with egg whites?" And say, "Yeah, I want egg whites."
Oh, you're still making a substitution. I think you're breaking your own rule.
I know. I've done it.
I'm trying to trip you up like a lawyer.
I know. I'm
Come on,
tired. This is the
Sam.
time to get me too. Get me while you can. No, I just don't like. The other thing too is that my ex-wife used to have a friend that would send food back. And one time we were in a restaurant, and she sent it back twice. And she said, "I'm going to go back and show them how to cook this." And I said, "You know what? I just don't want to eat spit or cum like that right now. I don't want to eat it in my food. You
Ew.
know what I mean?" And so I just went back to the kitchen. I'm like, "Hey, that chicken just came back here. I'm at her table. I'm really sorry. Like, this is horrifying." It's just, and it was every time we went out to eat. Like, nothing was ever good enough. It's like, you know what? I don't send anything back. Like, I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, I'll just fix it. You know what I mean? Is it ever that bad? It's not that bad. I don't know how I got on this subject, but anyway, the Deathmaster omelet does come with a free flute solo. It should come with like a little flute, like a Captain Crunch flute, next to your meal, like a kid's meal kind of thing.
Yeah, Corda had his own entrance music. There was
Yeah.
that scene where they were all sitting there, and all of a sudden, I think maybe the lights went out, which should have been an alarming incident to them. But these people were so stoned, they didn't even know what was happening. He just sort of walks into the middle of them in the dark and sits down and starts giving them this rap. Man, he starts laying down this philosophical
Oh,
shit. And all he wants
yeah.
to do is just suck their blood out. I mean,
Yeah.
why was he toying with them like that?
I haven't drank at all tonight, Matt. I just had a sip of each drink as my acid reflux. Maybe that's why. And I love waitresses. No anger at waitresses or wait staff. It's at people, not at. I like, except when they saddle up. If they turn the chair around and they're like, "Hey, how's it going?" I don't know. Like, that's weird. Unless I know them. I mean, if I'm friends with them, it's different. But anyway, I think if I was sitting here high and the Death Master came in and started dropping knowledge on me, I probably would listen. I mean, wouldn't you, Bill? You'd be like, "What? This guy got in my house, and he's like, all my other hippie folks are here. Like, let's listen to what he's got to say, man."
This rap he's laying down, man, do you
That's right.
dig it?
Yeah, I can dig it. He says that your kids are coming at you with knives. Okay, like, what's that mean? You know,
He was getting into some heavy shit about Vietnam, probably talking
probably.
in code.
Yeah. He's like, Not my war," you know?
Coda was full of shit.
Oh.
Corda,
Here's the thing, he was just another
not
user.
Coda.
He came to
Yeah.
these kids in the same way that Manson did. They saw like an opportunity to
Mm-hmm.
take these tripped out kids that were looking for direction in life, and he gave them direction, and his direction was death because he's the Death Master. That's all he wants, you know? And also, if I could get into that kind of cult position where I just show up in hippies' houses and I get to wear caftans, like free flowing robes all day, is it bad? No, you'd be like, "Sam, why are you wearing these robes?" I'm like, also, why does throwing slugs at him even bother him? I didn't realize that was like a vampire, like vampires, like snake.
Leeches.
Yeah, leeches. It's like snake, like what? Holy water and like crosses and steaks and garlic, and now leeches. Okay,
Turns out leeches will ward off a vampire as well, even though he kept a bowl of them right there.
why would you
Why?
keep a bowl of leeches? To leech off people, and then they're like a little snack. You just like squeeze them in your mouth.
That's a good idea. If you eat the leech, you're eating blood. It's just like a little hors d'oeuvre for a vampire.
It is. I think maybe that's a vampire party thing. I just the Death Matcher just I guess it's a
Excuse me.
good plan. I like that they had this like cavey kind of place, which is kind of cool. My face is on both screens, really big there for a second. It's kind of tripped me out. Um,
Sorry, I was coughing and I wanted to just put you on screen, but I forgot I had the overlay up.
but I mean, there have been worse cult leaders, right? There have been. I mean, yes, he did lead them all to death, but that's generally what happens. Like, I can't think of many cults where things work out really well.
Well, yeah, that's why they're bad.
Yeah. Not like
Jim
you're like,
Jones.
hey, my cousin joined a cult. Oh, that's great. Yeah, it's working out really well for him. Yeah, he has a lot of direction. Oh yeah, who's in charge of it? A guy named Quarter the Deathmaster. Oh wow, that sounds awesome. Like, yeah, they do a lot of like, charity drives and stuff like that, and they really try to help the community out. Oh wow, that's great.
They were collecting food for the food bank.
Yeah.
I think Corda really needed to rethink his wardrobe. I think he thought he looked cooler than he really was.
Yeah.
That
You know what?
ensemble.
He reminded me of like if like there's like a fifth like in Joe whenever he and the old guy go and like hook up with the hippies. Like if they had stuck out with the hippies for a while instead of killing them, like an old dude having a middle life. If I suddenly went to the coast and started hanging out in communes, and you and Becca came to rescue me, and you'd show up, I'd probably be dressed like Corda, and you'd be like, Sam, like it's not working. You look like Joseph in his Technicolor fucking dream coat. Come home.
Well, Corda, to a point, he couldn't really have that many followers because they might start to outnumber him, and somebody might actually figure out that he's a vampire in less than 48 hours. Like that's about all it seems it took these people. So who knows?
You know what But on the other hand, like he got into this cult. He took him out. Like I'd like to make a movie where a vampire takes over like a big company, right? In the same way, like he comes into like a Fortune 6 company,
The
and then all of a
Satanic Rites of Dracula.
yeah, exactly. That's what we were talking about during this. Like if Dracula can pretty much take over Spectre and like and lead the world. That's my all-time favorite Bill rant. Was when that trailer came on. You're like, Sam, Dracula is a super villain. It's not enough that he has vampiric powers. He has all this, and it's like, yeah, man.
Denim, I think, or wasn't that his fake name
Yeah,
in that movie Denim, Mr.
yeah,
Denim?
yeah. He's like, a lot of people are really figuring out that Alucarda shit, and I got to change my fake name. People are realizing it's just my name backwards, like a mixel-plit kind of thing.
Well, he walked right into a bush at the end of the movie that he must have known was going to be fatal. So Dracula was having a bad day.
I mean, cut the bush down.
Did he?
I mean, that's the thing is like if you know a
Oh,
bush
yeah.
is on
He
your
could have.
property that can kill you, take
Yeah.
it down.
Yeah, that's right, because Peter Cushing just ran outside.
There's a lot of Jodorowsky talk going on in the side, which I endorse.
Oh.
Yeah. Lee said, yeah, Seth the Sangre is a Jodorowsky movie written by Argento's brother is involved in it. He produced it, which is pretty wild. I really like Seth the Sangre.
Matthew asked Don what his favorite was. What's your favorite, Sam? I already know.
Holy Mountain's my favorite. But El Topo is really good too. I really like both dance and reality movies that came out recently, and I like Fondue List, and I hadn't seen it, and I really liked it. Santa Sangre is really good too. It's got a good vibe. It's pretty wild. But Holy Mountain's it. The end of Holy Mountain, like anytime I'm really depressed, like I get to some points with my work where I'm like, I just can't do this anymore. And I put on like the last like 20 minutes of Holy Mountain, and I get nuts. Like I get like so excited about life and creativity. I did watch Fondue List with Jodorowsky's commentary, which isn't at all about the movie, which is how it should be. There's a 20-minute section where he talks about how much he'd like to kill Peter O'Toole. He's like, Peter O'Toole is a fucking asshole. He's like a piece of shit. And then during the credits at the end, he goes, "Thank you for watching my movie. Unless you're Peter O'Toole, go fuck yourself." But it's great. I'm like, I love you, Jodorowsky, the greatest. Also, Fondue List when it played in theaters caused riots. Like literally, I think I said before, people like wanted to kill each other during it. Awesome. Look at that hair.
I just had to show Robert Quarry as a hippie again.
Who, if they were making this today, what would be your cast for the Deathmaster?
Instead of Robert Quarry.
Instead of Robert Quarry, who could you see? That's a better question.
Wow. That's a tough question.
Yeah.
It's starting to make me think about current movies and people who aren't dead that could appear.
How about any movie? You know, I'd like to see a Paul Naschy as the Deathmaster.
Oh, sure. If it
Yeah,
could be anybody, living or
yeah,
dead.
yeah. Well, Nick Cage is a good guy.
Absolutely. I'd watch Paul Naschy in anything
Yeah.
or nothing.
Oh.
So, um, there was something I wanted to say about Deathmaster. Now you got me off topic talking
I'm
about
sorry.
Paul
I'm good at
Naschy.
that.
Oh, I love how there was that one scene. I was talking about how they were all sitting around in the dark, and he comes in, like, lays down this metaphysical story for them. And then he walks out and he vanishes into thin air. And instead of freaking out, they're like, wow, that cat's really something, isn't he?
He lives every other guru that has ever come into their lives. Like, think about the Marrakeshi. You know, the Beatles went to see him, and really all he was there was to try to pick up women, right? And it's like all these other holy men that come really just tell people, oh, you're going to learn how to levitate, or you're going to learn how to transcend. And Deathmaster comes in and he fucking disappears. And like, this is the dude, this is the guru. Do you know what I mean? Like, he lives up to the hype that no other 60s, early 70s guru lives up to. The beginning of this really reminded me of the Michelle Suave movie, the one with Jamie Lee Curtis's sister in it.
Kelly Curtis.
Yeah, what's that? Fuck, I can't remember the cult one. But in the beginning, there's like a whole cult that's in the living in this caravan, and it shows them killing hippies. This movie reminds me of that a lot. The Sect. Thanks, Chris. I should just like, Chris, what one is that? La Secta. But the beginning of this definitely reminded me of that. That movie also has a rabbit that knows how to use a remote control. God bless you, Michelle Suave, for bringing shit to the camera.
Can you prove it couldn't happen?
I can't. You know, he made the church, so I mean, I
Oh, I
can't.
love the church.
Yeah, so I can't be like, if he. I'll watch anything he does.
It's been
I
a
haven't
really
watched
long
his
time since I've seen
Christmas
the
Witch
church.
movie. What?
I wish we could do the church because it's been a really long time since I've seen it.
It's so good. It's like that's like a once or twice a year watch for me, and every time I watch it, I just yell stuff at the TV about camera moves, and Becky's like, "This is ridiculous. Just be quiet." I'm like, "Okay." I get so happy about it. The beginning when that big cross comes down on all those people, I'm like, "Oh man, you did it, Swabby. You're the best."
Yeah,
He only
that's
made
pretty
like 5
amazing.
movies. He made the movie with the dumbest cops ever, Stage Fright. The wins the title. Like, what are the dumbest cops in any movie? 100% Stage Fright.
That scene with the crucifix and all the people lying on it, he was going for Fulci's ending of the Beyond there. He was coming for it. He's like, I got
Speaking of that,
something
this
better I
movie
can show
ends
you.
with the City of the Living Dead ending with the cracked
Yeah,
screen at the end of it.
that sad ending where she didn't live, and then the camera soars up into the sky and shatters.
Yeah, and and at least it doesn't have a fake James Joyce quote in it like Fulci. That's my favorite thing. Like, who are the real monsters? Or the one that's in House by the Cemetery. Like, that's not even a real quote. Where did this quote come from?
And we love it too, Matthew. I love that Mariette Hartley is the damsel in distress in it.
Yeah. Sean's leaving. Good night, Sean.
Oh, good night, Sean. Thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks to everyone for hanging out with us. We got like almost 30 people in chat for the third segment.
You want to see
This
what
is
came in the
great.
mail this week?
Yes, please. You know we're
88
dying to.
Films like gifted me so much stuff this week. These are almost all their stuff. So excited about this Flying Guillotine 2. I've never seen it. I love the Flying Guillotine movie, so super excited. These are 88 Films US. Marshall Club. Their packaging is really great. These are all Shaw Brothers movies, which delights me to no end. I've never seen this. Is a more modern one with Yun Bao in it, Hero, which is a really nice cover. And the movie, the most exciting one of theirs is Human Lanterns, which is wild. So I'm really excited about that.
Oh, I've been dying to see that.
I'll loan it to you when I'm done with it.
Human Lanterns.
Yeah. And finally, I actually bought this one. This is the movie I'm most excited about coming out this year. If you saw the WNUF Halloween special, I got the sequel to it. And what it is it is the Out There Halloween mega tape. And it's basically about a company like Video Search in Miami. And they get busted because they have snuff footage and the government seizes all their mixtapes. And this is the one that escapes of all the Halloween footage. So I'm really, really excited about it. If you get the $100 set that comes with the VHS, you actually get the fake catalog. It's a 20-page mimeographed catalog of all the fake VHS movies that are in this movie. And it has really long descriptions of them. But if you saw the first one, have you seen WNUF, Bill?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it does that, but it does it with video store era stuff and comp tapes and stuff. So I'm really, really excited about watching that. Man, my favorite Severin movie that came out this year, Out of the Blue, is really great. The Dennis Hopper directed movie that they put out. I'm really happy that came out, and it's awesome. Not their usual stuff that they put out. Libido is probably my favorite because I love that Jawa should have been out on Blu-ray a long time ago, and that they got the autographed edition of it too. So that's probably my favorite. The name of by the way, in this, it is Trader Tony's Tape Dungeon. Is the place to get your VHS tapes in this movie. So I've heard really great stuff, and it has a message on the back about how everything. It has the old Via Search in Miami line of, "We believe in the immense cultural value and are confident it can be shared through the fair use doctrine and Creative Commons law." That's like the old line that was always in those catalogs. Like, yeah, we know we're bootlegging this stuff, but so it's going to be pretty cool. Pretty cool. But yeah, Human Lanterns, I'm super psyched about too. And I got a ton of stuff from Severin coming because they did that DVD sale this week, and most stuff was like $3 to $5. So finally, I was like, do I really need Strike Commando 1 and 2? Yeah. So I got those, and I got Gwendolyn and the Land of the Yik Yaks. I mean, why didn't I have that movie? It's a Just Jacqueline movie. Why didn't I have it? I don't know. Because probably I didn't want it to come in back a bit. What's this? So, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff I got. So the shipping was like I got like 7 movies for $20, and the shipping was $18. Yeah, that's how they get you. But you know what? It's fine. So I'm excited.
It's a noble cause.
Yeah, it's a super noble cause. I'm doing a popcorn Frights festival right now too, and I got to see some pretty good movies in it, Bill. There's a really good, if you guys like Child's Play, I don't know if you guys do or not, there's a good Child's Play documentary. It's the daughter of Tony Gardner who did the effects, and it's all about how like a lot of different families, like Brad Dourif's daughter, and he had both worked on the film. So it's about how the Child's Play movies are kind of a family affair. It's a really good documentary, actually. It's not one of those horror documentaries where it's just people saying, "Oh, this is the best sequel," and they don't say anything of value. It's actually, there's a lot of value about how the movies were made and what they meant to people, and it was pretty cool. I dug it.
I had something to show you.
Ooh!
Look at this. I pulled this out of the London newspaper from 1971. Can you see it?
I can't see it. I can just see
Valerie and Her Week of Wonders.
Oh, what?
Playing theatrically in London.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
What a movie.
It's a big idea to get used to, isn't it?
I make fun of the Criterion Collection all the time about how snooty it is. And I bought that movie as soon as they put it out. I was like, well, yeah, I mean, come on. I love that movie. It's up there with Lemore for me. It's very like, it is in the same world as Lemore to me. But I love that movie.
That's from June 12th, 1971.
Oh, man.
In London.
Could you imagine seeing that in the theater?
Andy Warhol.
This is why I'm not in charge of the drive-in Monsterama, because it'd be like, tonight, Valerie and Her Week of Wonders. People like, a foreign movie about a girl's coming of age with vampires and people eating earrings. Yeah, we're watching it.
Anyhow, I knew you'd be excited about it.
But beyond it, thank you for pulling that, man. We have not played the Cannibal Man yet, Matt. I don't know. don't know if people like it or not. I like it. I don't know if people would.
I
like
love it.
Do you?
Yeah, I love Cannibal Man. I only first saw that maybe like a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
I bought the Code Red Blu-ray maybe a week before the new Blu-ray came out. I
Oh
swear
man.
to God. I had no idea it was coming out brand new, but
Yeah. A lot
I'm
of
not worried.
A Scream in the Streets. A couple of those other ones from that set are on Shutter right now, and a couple are on Tubi too. So Tubi is insane because stuff keeps showing up on there, like the movie that we hinted at before. That I'm like, what? This is on there. It's very exciting when these things happen.
Tubi's going to
I
be
like that
how
I
we're
can.
watching Exorcist 2 next week.
Yeah. And also John's talking about Allison's Birthday. I love that movie. It's an Australian movie from 1980. That was almost my 1981 pick for the 81 issue of Driving Asylum. And then I went to do Enter the Ninja. But I love Allison's Birthday. It's a really great folk horror movie, TV movie too. So it's low budget and kind of scuzzy in the best of ways. And yeah, I really like it. It's on the big, huge Severance set that is still too expensive for me to ever get.
Here's a British ad for Return of Count Yorga since
Oh,
we were talking about it.
that is beautiful.
Now, the American ad campaign had that silly image of a hand with a fanged mouth in the middle of it.
Oh,
Do you know the one I mean?
yeah, yeah.
This one's had a more, basic, and there's some vampire chicks in this one too.
Yeah.
Somehow he's the last of the vampires, Count Yorga, which I find that hard to believe if he's been biting all these people for so many years.
I mean, get it together. That Murders in the Rue Morgue ad is not exploitative at all. That doesn't make me want to see the movie at all.
Oh no, of course not.
No, I'm like, I don't need to see that. Adolfo Celli's name being in it, I'm like, yeah, okay. I mean, come on.
And Lily Palmer from The House That Screamed.
Yeah. Not to add more movies to Lee's list, but if I would recommend if it's on Tubi, Arabella Black Angel is on there, which is a genre that is insane. Very upsetting in a good way. I'm really into there's also Nothing Underneath is up there, and Too Beautiful to Die, which are both really great mid 80s post post 70s genre, but really great 80s ones. And it also has Donald Pleasance eating a Wendy's salad bar in it in the first one.
Look at this one.
I love this movie, by the way.
I've never seen it. This is on my list of things to see, aka Sisters of Satan.
Yeah, it's wild. That is a great ad. That is a movie that really upset people. It still upsets people. It's a lot to think about.
This hasn't actually run on the page yet. This is from 1972.
Oh man!
So I'm going to post it sometime in the next couple of days. You're all getting a preview. Here's another preview that you're going to love. Here it comes. I'm always hyping things and then they're not ready.
That's okay. Oh. Did I tell you about my Asylum shirt getting me in trouble at work?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I love it. Oh, that is the best image to pick from that movie too.
A teaser. And I was really mad because the newspaper archive I was looking at, this ran like maybe 5 days before the movie premiered. So that there must have been a couple other ones, but then there was a dropout in the issues that they managed to transfer. They just were missing from the archive. So unfortunately, I didn't see any other teasers.
I know we've talked about it before. I think I'm between Asylum. I'm always between Asylum or Tales from the Crypt is the best Amicus. I really love this. Asylum's pretty unstoppable when it comes to a movie.
I'd definitely say Tales from the Crypt.
Tales from the Crypt's really good too. It's really fucking good. And the end of it is the greatest ending of a movie ever, where It's the Amicus and the Amicus ending where the narrator talks directly to you, like, "Oh, I've been in this all along." Oh, God damn it! Things were so much better in the early '70s.
There was still some ground to cover in terms of shocking people.
Oh.
What images and language would shock people?
But I'll tell you, Pete, the Asylum shirt still shocks people. I can definitely tell you that because I got a warning about it.
Well, what exactly happened for
He's
for
like, my
those who
boss
don't
was like,
know?
that shirt, is this the one that says check into the asylum and die? And she's like, that's pretty intense. And I was like, the asylum's not that bad of a movie. She's like, pretty rowdy. And I'm like, okay. So now whenever I have a dress shirt downstairs, so whenever I'm on a call that I know important people will be on, I just slide it over. I think um, what's the other one that upset people? Alone in the Dark upset people too because the shirt has like the guy with the knife, like where you just see the killer from the side.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So that's another movie not enough people talk about.
check
Oh,
this out.
we'll get at a Joe D'Amato movie to the right too. The
This
Arena.
is the theatrical run of the American TV movie Dracula, starring Jack Palance or Palance. I'm not
Yeah,
sure which is the
produced
right way to
by
say
what's
it.
his name from Dark Shadows.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love that movie.
Playing
How much do you love
theatrically.
that type there? The Dracula. I know that you love it.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Yeah, this whole ad's wonderful. How the A from Dracula leads into the arena. It's really well put together.
Oh yeah, you're right. Wait, who directed The Arena?
Steve, what's his name? But it's D'Amato
Steve
really
Carver.
directed. Yeah, but Joe D'Amato, Steve Carver. Yeah, but Joe D'Amato really directed a lot of it. He did because it was shot in Italy. So,
I just love finding TV movies that played theatrically in the
well, it's funny.
UK.
Like a lot of the CBS stuff did, like all the Spider-Man movies, the Captain America movies, and obviously there's all the Planet of the Apes re-releases that they bundled together 2 episodes and played them over there. That happened a fair bit with, especially any genre-based TV movies. Always ended up playing overseas.
Here's another delightful one. Look at this.
My
A
God,
totally different ad design than we normally see for Let's Scare Jessica to Death.
that's a great image for it.
Yeah, the one that they used in the American ad campaign with her peering over the side of the boat while skeleton hands come up. I
Yeah,
like that one, but this is also kind of terrifying.
yeah,
That's the scariest, one of the scariest scenes in the movie.
yeah. Oh, man, it makes me want to watch it again.
I know that's one of the movies I wanted to do for the show from the very beginning, but you just can't find it online.
Yeah,
Let's
man.
do a couple more here
Yeah,
just
this
because
is
it's
great.
fun. Look at this one. I don't know if you saw this on the page, but Assault,
Oh, wow.
starring Susie Kendall as another damsel in distress. Poor Susie Kendall.
I love her
But
so
this
much.
movie, this movie went on to play the United States as In the Devil's Garden, and it was
Mm,
the constant co-feature with um, The Devil's Nightmare.
yeah, that's a nice poster design or ad design.
This makes it one of the most screened films of the 1970s because it just stuck around for so long. And then it got
Hmm.
a new title, like MPM bought the rights to put it out, and then they of course changed the ad campaign and put sexy women in the ad. Probably one of them was Apollonia Catero.
With a pitchfork.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
yeah, that's Assault. Now who on earth would want to harass poor Susie Kendall?
I mean me, but Oh,
And there's Joan Collins again in Subterfuge.
I love that.
Joni did a lot of movies that came out around this time.
And look at that, Death Curse of Tardu playing in England too.
Mm-hmm. And with the Flesh Eaters.
Oh wow. I bet nobody liked him, but you know what? That's fine.
Why so cynical, Sam?
I mean, I like it, but I can see people in England be like, "Oh, this is an American movie." Like, this is not good. We expected more. I really like all the questions in this ad. They're asking a lot, like, "Where will he strike next? Going to be caught in time? Can you?" Screaming, "Can you spot the killer?" A lot of work to be done when you see assault.
Here's a Joan Collins double feature from 1971, Quest for Love, and also Revenge.
Yeah.
And Revenge is actually the movie that was known in the United States as Terror from Under the House.
Oh, wow.
AKA Inn of the Frightened People.
And you're getting Beyond the Law with Antonio Sabato and Lee Van Cleef, which I like that too. Two great
Joan Collins.
pro Grammys.
First, she had a demon baby.
Yeah.
Then Santa strangled her.
Yeah.
She got gassed by an ant.
Joan. Why was she so angry and fighting in the 80s? She put up with a lot of shit to get there.
She was drawing from somewhere. Yeah, that was where her motivation. Here's another thing I'm not sure you saw on the page. Look, Sex and the Vampire. Do you know what that is?
No, what is that?
It's a Shiver of the Vampires.
Oh, okay.
How fabulous, right?
She's a half virgin. She's only taking it in the ass. Sorry.
I know. You know, I had to research this movie.
Yeah.
With a title like that.
Yeah.
I have to remind myself what it was.
Yeah. What is a half virgin?
I'm not really sure. I mean, you know, we could get into it, but
yeah,
this was a Swedish film.
Oh, say no more.
Mm-hmm. You know how they are.
Yeah. And like, what's one of those Swedish art films? It's like those art films in Valley of the Dolls. She makes art films.
Oh yeah, like Jennifer.
Yeah.
Nudies. Neely was a wreck, wasn't she?
Horrible.
I mean, she was a screeching disruption.
Yeah. Matt mentioned The Bitch. The Bitch is a Joan Collins movie. Matt, that he saw people mentioning. Oh,
a must see.
Definitely. I just rewatched it again a couple weeks ago, and every time I watch it, I get so happy.
The Bitch.
Daughters of Darkness. I'm looking at this ad.
Oh, I meant The Bitch, but yeah, you should watch Daughters of Darkness a lot.
The Bitch is an HBO movie, a later night HBO movie. Man, yeah, The Stud, The Bitch, Homework. These are the Joan Collins movies of my early teens. As I was gently lured into puberty by a much older British woman who had been killed by an ant queen before.
Here's another Joan.
Man, I love the whole idea. I love everything about Trog.
Trog, no.
I like that you'll laugh at yourself for being scared of the movie, but don't laugh at Trog. Laugh at everything else, but don't laugh at Trog.
This had sort of a groovy logo for it, and they changed it. Part of the United States got this ad campaign, and then they had an alternate one that they went to after like the first couple of dates.
I like that Joan got her own font for her name. She got like a thin, condensed, Helvetica, just for her name. Everything else is serif.
Yeah, she's like, my name's going to be large in the ad, fellas.
She's like, at least 36 point. Like,
and that picture of her that had been around since I Know What You Did.
I know.
I saw what you did.
She's like, Trog, you may be from the Mesozoic era, but this is not my first fucking rodeo. Oh, Bill, you picked the left ad. I love that movie so much.
What's the Matter with Helen?
Yeah. A movie about how if Debbie Reynolds had just slept with Shelley Winters, everything would have been fine.
That's all she was asking for.
She's like, I just love you. Don't make me kill you and put you as a marionette in the window of your own dance studio.
And Outback is, of course, Wake in Fright under an alternate title.
Wow. That is awesome.
This one got a lot of comments on the Facebook page because of Wake in Fright. I forgot to put the AKA in the ad description. And of course, somebody seized on it. They're like, aha.
You know what's wild about that too, Bill? Group W is Westinghouse from Pittsburgh. Group W Films.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's because they own the syndication network, Group W.
Huh. And they were distributing in the UK.
Yeah. That's the same logo as the American distribution, like the TV distribution. So that's wild.
Let's see if maybe there's one more ad I can dig up.
I really want to watch What's the Matter with Helen right now.
What was the matter with Helen?
Fucking everybody in that movie is crazy. I love any exploitation movies that have a question in them. Oh.
From 1971, Countess Dracula.
A XX programming.
I love this movie, Countess Dracula.
Yeah.
I think it's one of my favorite Ingrid Pitt films.
Yeah. I think I may have texted you numerous times about how much I love Ingrid Pitt, and you're like, okay, Sam, that's fine.
Really, I love her character in this movie because she's completely rotten and evil.
Yeah.
And yet people want to do everything she asks, including help her cheat on you and marry somebody else before your very eyes.
She is the queen cucker in that movie. She knows how to do it.
Mm-hmm. Countess Dracula, she is.
She's wonderful.
And look, her font matches Deathbed, the bed that eats.
It really does.
For her name, the name's in this ad.
Yeah. This is a very Art Nouveau looking ad, so that's probably why, because a lot of the art style of Deathbed is Art Nouveau to match the artist that it was taken from.
Isn't that font the same as on Led Zeppelin album covers?
Very similar, yeah.
It looks like the Led Zeppelin font.
Yeah.
Could just be me.
Man. Movies are great. Well,
that must be why we go on the internet at 2 o'clock in the morning.
I'm going to go watch a bunch of, I have a couple of Canon movies to catch up on. And a film fest to catch up on. That's what I'm going to do. And then take some edibles and go to bed for an hour.
Why do you go to sleep? You take your edibles right before you go to sleep.
I wait till they kick in and then I get all fuzzy and then my joints don't hurt anymore from wrestling.
Oh.
Everything hurts sometimes, as Michael Stipe would say. So it helps. What I like to do, this is I like to build like a perfect feeling. I like to put a Vicks on because I like the smell of Vicks. And then I like to take edibles and the Vicks and the edibles kick in at the same time. Being old is great. It really works out.
Get used to it. You're going to be doing it more and more often.
I know.
Thanks to everybody for hanging out with us tonight. It was nice to see all of you. And make sure you come back next weekend because who's going to be with us?
Newcastle After Dark, and we're going to show The Exorcist 2 and a Wes Craven movie, Deadly Blessing.
Deadly Blessing.
And then the week after that, have we decided the week after that?
No, we're not
I
thinking
know
that
one.
far ahead.
One maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, you hinted at it earlier in the program, so yeah,
Someone
probably
might have
will
got it
be.
right. I saw somebody say what it was. I think Chris said, and he was right. But don't say it again. Like keep it.
Well, he reads your
secret.
website.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, if you read my website, you may figure out what it was. But the secret's just for us. We don't need to talk about Aldo Ray that much.
But when you have the chance to, you should never pass it up.
You shouldn't. Well, thanks, guys. Thanks, everybody coming out. Thanks, everybody on YouTube and Facebook. Have a great night.
And we'll see you next week. Same time, same place. Bye-bye.
Under 17 not admitted without parents or guardians. Under 17 not admitted without parents or guardian.